Okay, I'm arriving slightly late, but we're good to go. So, first let me just get the sound here. Yeah. Well, actually, just the music, so that's gonna be fine. So, let me check if everything's alright. Should be good. Should be good. Is the sound correct? Yes. Alright. So, this is going to be probably the first episode because there's just no way to complete whatever I'm trying to do today in one session. And what we're trying to do is recreate the most of Path of Exile user interface that we can do, and we'll see how we can make this on Godot. So first we will look at what we have exactly and what we want to be doing, and then we will choose what we're gonna start with. So I don't really know if I do want to take care of the main menu. And honestly, it could be interesting a little bit, but probably we will start with in-game features. So, yeah. In fact, making the overlay could be a good start. And then we could probably go with the inventory. Oh, it's actually quite interesting to see what the camera's doing right there. Okay, so that's something that we will be able to study, I guess, at some point. So even though this series of stream will be about user interface, we will probably have to make some kind of placeholder camera so that we can see how the viewport for the camera is actually working, if we can say that. And yeah, at some point we will also have to deal with the skill tree, which is going to be a huge nightmare, I guess. But yeah, we can try probably to make a kind of prototype for that as well. But anyway, yeah, we will see what we can be doing. So first, we should probably start with those overlay objects for the health and the mana. So here's actually probably quite simple, I guess. And yeah, there's also this experience bar at the bottom. So can we actually resize the game? So it's probably a good way to see how this UI is working by trying to resize it. Okay, so we're gonna keep the changes. So if we do horizontally resize, yeah, we basically have the side objects which keep the same aspect, which is probably pretty much what I was expecting. And then, yeah, we have the experience bar, which is pretty much stretching based on the game size. Right, so that's what we will be starting with. Let's get back to full screen. Alright, So actually, do I want to keep the game open or do I want to close it? Maybe, yeah, I'm gonna take, I don't need to do anything. I just want to probably take a screenshot of this. So I will have this on the side without requiring the game to be open. So let's create that Godot project for this. Yeah, let's create a new. So Godot, and that's going to be us of Exile UI. Right, probably forward plus, and there we go. Alright. Do we actually want to create a few things before we start making the UI? Like, check the settings a little bit. Yes, we will want to check the settings. But mostly I will probably want to create a version control as well. Seems important. We're gonna create a new thing. Start a local repository. Pass of Exile UI with master. This will be fine. So let's see. Okay, then we have the initial Godot. Initial Godot commits. Right. And there we go. So first, yeah, let's see the settings. I probably want to have a kind of 1600-900 ratio. That's probably what we'll be using. That's probably what we'll be using. The stretch mode, yeah, that we will take care of maybe later. Because, for example, some aspects of the UI do not stretch. It's probably canvas item, is it? The base size specified in white and height. Settings is stretched to cover the whole screen. Everything is rendered directly at the target resolution. That almost seems correct. Well, if we have stretching disabled, 1 unit in the scene corresponds to 1 pixel on the screen. Yeah, maybe not. But what I'm sure is that we'll probably not be using viewport. Yeah, that's probably not the way to go. So anyway. Let's actually start with, probably what I would call overlay. Alright. So this is going to represent the screen, of course. And in the overlay, what I want to be doing basically is those three, well, pretty much the minimap, the quests, mana section and health section, and the experience. Maybe we could create tasks for that, like a task list, so that we can organize this a little bit. Let's see. Let's create a hacking plan. Oh, really? Let's create a new project. Can I, where's the, get me back. Oh no, I'm stuck. Settings, home, right. New project, probably. Right. And that's going to be passive Exile UI. And I'm probably gonna use points. If I do. So anyway, boards or backlog. Let's go with boards. And have the sprint one. So anyway, user story. So first we have we're gonna say overlay category. And we'll have the health section. The vital section. Right. We're gonna create the mana section or resource section. Yes, resource. So in vital we have the flasks. In resource we have the skills, overlay, map, overlay quests, and overlay experience. So let's start with the vital section because it's on the left. Okay, let's go with that. So, first thing first, I think we can just begin by saying that we do want this kind of rectangle at the bottom left. We have this block which I'm going to actually visualize as a panel at the moment. Or we could be using rectangles. Yeah, we could be using rectangles. So add child, reference rectangle, border width 2 pixels, and there we go. So we have this thing, but we have a texture. From what I've seen, we have the texture here, and based on it's trying to keep a ratio. So probably that's either the width or the height, which is defining this. I would probably need more testing to check that. But before we do that, we probably can just use something like what is 400? It's actually not that bad. I don't know. Okay, that would kind of look like this. Or now that I think about it, because we have this is going to be the vital section. Wait, okay. This is... I've put the minimum size in the wrong object, that's fine. Because we'll have the resource section, we can visualize this right now. That's going to be... give it the same size, resource section, and rectangle. Yep. Rectangle, which is going to be blue. Yeah. But the thing is that as for because we have the experience control at the bottom, the experience control is centered, that's not a problem. But the thing is that reference rectangle, the thing is that it is kind of it doesn't know how big it must be. So we could go with a calculation. So we either have to calculate the mill space based on the width of both items compared to the screen width, or we could be using a horizontal box. So here we would have a horizontal box container positioned at the bottom of the screen, and actually taking the entire bottom of the screen with all 3 items in it. The vital section, experience, and results. And what would happen here? Why is the experience? Oh yeah, it doesn't have a minimum size. Yes, and the reference rect should be taking this. Yes. So there we go. What we want here is obviously the reference, not the reference, sorry, the experience to be stretching, and also we want it to be at the bottom, right? We want the anchor here to be bottom with, I don't know, 80 pixel height. That's a lot, maybe 40. Okay, so that is pretty much the main distribution we have here. Except that this container has a little bit of spacing that we don't need. Okay. So, yeah. Where's my screenshot? Oh, it's gone. Okay. Let me grab that. So here's the screenshot again. So we definitely have a texture, there's no doubt on that. But I think there's a kind of a calculation based on what is the position of the texture and what are gonna be the items in there. Or we could be separating this entire section, this entire object, in different other objects. That's pretty much a question, right? Because for example here we have the flasks and they're positioned in what we could say is a horizontal box, but they could very much as well have a fixed position. So maybe we can start with the health pool. So we're gonna, yeah, we can make this health pool and have a dummy container for the flasks at the moment. We can try that. So here's the vital section. Do we want to make it its own scene? I don't know, I don't think it's... We will organize probably later. Create a new folder. Scenes. And in here we have overlay. Okay. So in there we have a horizontal box container. It's just going to take the entire space. And we will have 2 new components, 2 new controls. Health pool or vital pool. and then Flask. So the vital pool is a square texture. So it will have a minimum height, and so maybe, I don't know, could it be a little bit small? Yes, definitely too small. Or is it too high? Like, this value section could be... Wait, this is too high. So maybe actually I'll have it wider than block here. But the height didn't change. Probably because of who could be controlling this? Who's controlling that? Oh, probably the container here. Because the resource section has too much height. Yep. So vital section, yes, that's a bit too small. 240. 240. Yeah, 256. Right. So in there, the vital put could be 256 twice. So do we actually make a very bad texture for this? We could be doing a very bad texture for this. Something like it's having new. The background's going to be black. Foreground white. So anyway, we're not gonna use background anyway. Let's have a new layer and remove that guy. Probably gonna use a very weird drawing style that I had in the last game jam. I don't know what size to take. 4. What does it look like? Yeah. Four. So yeah, we can try to draw something. So that could be kind of a weird. I'm definitely not gonna make a circle. Maybe something like an hexagon, like this, and this will represent the health ball. Okay. So I intentionally don't make this regular because I'm bad at using those tools. So yeah, instead I will be making things very roughly. So here is probably what I would say. Think of this as the orb, okay? And do we actually want to have, do we want to make the texture that is above the orb? Yeah, that's going to be another one. This is going to be the reference for the texture we will create for the health board. Okay, let's see. Let's save that as document. Godot. Where are you, Godot? Flask UI, create folder, assets. And in the assets, maybe vital pool. Base or container? No, that's gonna be the container. Probably PNG. I guess that's correct. I think yes, the folders just have tabs which I don't want. That's fine. So anyway, assets, and we have the container here. So we want this container to be in this vital pool here. So probably we can change this as, can we change this as a texture progress bar right now? So it kept the size, that's cool. And we have a few textures which are under over progress. Okay, so that's probably the over texture, basically. So now we will want to make this progress texture, pretty much. And okay, they're asking for the progress offset, that's interesting. Yeah. So what we want to do is probably just create this red filling at the moment. Let's create a new layer. And let's make this red filling. I want it kind of, yes, reddish. And if I do use the color, can I just like paint maybe? And kind of get rid of the edges. How can I do that? Probably by selecting the color. I do make a selection on this white. Okay. And I have a way to select the exterior. Or if I invert it, maybe? How do I invert? Like this. And now I do erase the exterior. Like this. Oh, that's probably gonna be long. Oh, and we have the... I still have... yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Let's see. Oh, I could be using this tool, I guess. So I will use this one. There. And since we have points, it's going to be fine. This will probably select the interior. Because we selected the interior, now we can invert it. Okay. So let's get rid of the container itself and save this as the filling. So export. Why untitled? That's a little bit weird. Isn't it untitled? Oh yes, it is. Weird. So we have health pool. Health progress texture. Why is it named untitled? That's over progress texture? Maybe. But anyway, we can use this health thing now, so that the value is, if we do select this bottom to top, right, so it's going to be, yes, can we, no, we can't really have a slider here, yeah, it's going to fill up and decrease. The thing is, what do we have with 1? Yes, that's the problem. I have to know exactly when it begins to fill, and that's probably a problem. Hmm. 9 patch stretch. That could be interesting. Stretch margin? Yes. So let's see. How can I do that? I have 1, and if I do that bottom, let's... No, probably not. So what happens when I increase the margin here? Alright, no, so that's probably not it. That's what I thought it was. In that case, we probably have 2 solutions. So maybe we could take notes on that, so that those notes are remembered. Our description. Description is gonna be health progress bar might need minimum value superior to 0 for display purposes. Okay. So that's for the health. And the thing is that we kind of have 2 health bar, one on top of the other, with the energy shield. So we're gonna create a second bar. And energy shield is a little bit trickier to make, because it's actually non-linear, and I think it's more like different textures which replace each other rather than the full texture progress bar. But at the moment it's probably better, not better, but easier to keep this energy shield progress texture. Okay, so we want them to be on top of each other. So we can either create a second progress bar as a child of it, and that would be like energy shield. So that the textures over, not really over, but progress would be energy shield from right to left, and then yeah, I would have like something like this. Oh, it's actually in front of it. Okay, so we're gonna have the over as well, and technically the vital pool doesn't need the over again, but yeah. that's for the health, the vital pool. But now we still have like the flasks thing. Okay, so flask thing, either we stretch or we have a minimum white. It's probably better to have a minimum white and then have the hbox, yeah, the value section here to take this size as a reference. So let's have this as a hbox container. Sticking to the bottom. What did I name this? Shrink end. Yes. Shrinking to the end. Alright.
Chester, I'm not your father. Any man can have a child.
So it technically...
See a lot of her in you.
I'm just gonna create a margin.
That certainly helps.
Just gonna have maybe 16 on all sides.
You're bright. You're clever.
So it actually has to be above the flasks here. So here we're gonna have flasks 3 and hbox. Separation of 16. And at the moment we will have a flask control. Let's see. Okay, that's very random, but we're gonna have one flask, reference rectangle. Let's see what color we can have for those flasks.
From the darker parts of the world.
I think greenish. Okay, so that's going to be one flask at the moment. Right, so this is where we can see that we actually want the rectangle here. Wait, what am I duplicating? Yeah. Okay, so let's roll back a little bit. This is green. Alright, and we duplicate this flask. This is better. Except that, yeah, they're not in the right order now. And there we go. So we probably need this final section here to be a horizontal box. The thing is that, yeah. Did we lose a rectangle? No. And this reference rectangle, yeah, that's the problem. I don't think we can use reference rectangle in this kind of situation. Let's see what they say about it. No, so we probably can do that. Yeah, too bad. So maybe having a panel, well, we actually don't need necessarily a panel container here. I think it is probably quite important that we do start to think about how the textures are gonna stretch here. Because we do have a fixed texture for those flasks, maybe it's probably better to go check on the game itself. Alright, so let's change the size of the screen. Okay, so what happens is that actually it stays the same, and if I do have a vertical downgrade, it gets like, it shrinks. But if I have, oh, okay, the sizing is a little bit interesting. And now can I have more vertical? It's hard to catch. Yeah, so the Flask do shrink as well. I'm not sure if we actually need to know exactly if it have to fit white or height. Because if we, for example, here, so we have this vital section, alright? And let's say, I don't know, okay, that's probably gonna be weird. How can we display a texture behind that? Interesting. But anyway, yes, let's try having a texture rectangle to see what we have. We have the stretch mode, the expand mode. Yes, fit white. So what do they say about those? Alright, so they explicitly say that expand fit white is experimental. So it may not work. And what do they say about the stretch mode? It's fine. So here, yeah, that's probably what we will want to be looking for. Scale to fit the node's bounding rectangle. The texture keeps its horizontal size and stay in the bounding rectangle's top left corner. Okay. Okay, the texture so that the shorter side fits. Okay. And the other side clips to the node's limit, so definitely not that. Scale the textures to fit the node's bounding rectangle, center. So we probably want to keep the textures aspect ratio. That's very important, I guess. So what happens maybe is that based on the vertical size of the screen, the game's probably calculating the texture, the size of the texture, basically, the vertical size of the texture. And because it keeps the ratio, it will shrink when it is lowered. Okay. So I think I will try to make this kind of overlay texture. Yes, I will do something like this, an overlay texture, and we will try to scale it, basically. So yeah, we don't really need that anymore, just gonna revert. Yeah. What? Alright. So I have to make something rather quick and not too long, because that's not really the point of drawing. It's not really a drawing tutorial. Okay, so let's create... yeah, technically we actually want this texture to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's create something new. A little bit higher. I'm gonna add, I don't know, 40 pixels. And I'm gonna get this in there. To new layer. Okay, so I copied nothing. Cool. Right here. And I want this guy to be at the bottom. So actually, yeah, I'll have to be precise for this. Okay, and right. Now we just want to draw above that a kind of figure, which is going to be the overlay texture. Let's do something simple. Yeah, that's just a kind of moon shape. So we have something like this, probably. Actually, we could go with the idea that it goes out of the screen, so it takes the entire... I'd put that. It goes against the edges of the screen. That's a very bad representation, but that's fine. Totally fine. So that's the outline. It's a ref. That's useless. And we're gonna create a new layer to color this in. Alright, so here we have this first. Okay, I did pause the music, yeah. Anyway. So now that we have this, we can color it. What color is it gonna be? A kind of goldish. Yeah, not really gold, but that will do. It's actually quite important to have this side of this, I guess. I'm gonna create a, so I'm gonna merge this line. I'm gonna create something else. That should probably be under. Oh, it was 4. My bad. So anyway, something like let's. Yeah. Maybe not actually. Because I'm thinking about how I can introduce the rectangle so that the orb appears in front of the rectangle. Or we could have the rectangle be like really big texture. Yeah, we'll leave it like this maybe, and have the rectangle work differently. So we're gonna export this as the vital pool container. No. Yeah, I don't have any other explanation than a round texture at the moment. But the thing is that we do want this to appear in front of our vital pool. Probably want to texture it. That's gonna be so nice for understanding purposes. Yeah, that's yeah, Solar is here now. Except that she's out of the screen. Oh yes, she's out of the screen because of the anchor, so you probably want this. So now we probably need to take care of that rectangle because it's getting very important. So I think we need to decide what's going to be the 100%. Well, it's pretty much that. That's a 100% ratio or size. Maybe I need my flasks to be a little bit larger. That's too much. Well, actually, let's go with 64 and have them maybe a little bit bigger. Something like this. We need to calculate what's going to be the size of this rectangle. We have... can I type it somewhere? So we're gonna have 16 margin. That's the right margin. Wait, what? So we have 64 multiplied by 5. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 margins again. Okay. We probably want to add the menu. So what's going to be the width of the menu? Oh, actually, flasks are not that big. But anyway, so I'm gonna add 64 again. And maybe, yeah, 16 pixels. and 256, I believe. So that would be the end size of the rectangle container, 688. Right, so let's create a new image. White and height. It's not actually going to be bigger. Okay. This can be deleted, so we can get our Solaris as a reference. And I'll have pull here. What do we do? Do we actually want to merge it? I'm gonna merge down, copy it, and revert. A new layer. We have Solaris in front of that. Okay. Now we can kind of create this rectangle. Oh, but we have to know exactly where the flasks are, and that's kind of the annoying part. Because I do know mathematically where they are, but I don't think I can draw a rectangle based on numbers. Huh. Yeah, I will see how I'll do that. First, let's actually make this rectangle. New layer. Something like this, probably. Okay, so that's the selection for the color. New layer, that's going to be the background color. Something like a little bit more brownish, bronzy. And that's going to be here. Interesting. Wait, where did I color it? Okay, that's here. All right, I'm gonna merge this down and put it back. Okay, so we just have to figure out where are the flasks gonna be, and that's I don't necessarily know how to make that. Let's see. If we... Wait, why is this texture here not at the bottom? Wait, can you? Like this, alright, correct. What did I say? Yes, I need to find the position of the... So what I can do is have a texture, rectangle, size selection, 1616. Actually, I need to have it one bigger. Like this. So this is going to be the... Oh, come on. Let's create a new layer to make this outline. This is the bottom. Then what do we need? We need this as the height. What did we set? $128. Okay, so we're gonna create a rectangle and have it 128 high. Okay. And now it has to be 64 wide. Like this. So that's the size of one flask, basically. Yes, now what we probably need to do is to have this pasted and moved 16 pixels away from the other. How do I calculate that? I don't know. I'm gonna delete this and create the landing point. Okay, so let's make a 16 wide difference and note a point here. We can copy paste that and have it here. Guy, Flask 4, and repeat the process. Wow, that's slightly tedious, just a tad. Oh wait, has to be 17. Can draw here? Oh, it's outside of it. Alright. Here's Y, new layer. We're gonna paste, move, and merge down. Where's merging? Okay, that's why. New layer, merging down. So we have this third flask. Let's go. One left. Oh, that's fine. just have to remove that for the Flask 2 and we're good. Oopsie. Okay, correct. So we have the flasks and why isn't the... Yeah, we don't really have space for the button now. That's weird. Was that not calculated in? Margin. Oh wait. There's something missing here. Oh, that's very sad. So this 16. We're missing 16 multiplied by 4. Okay, so image, can I actually, canvas size. What was it? 752. Interesting. There is, not center. No. 0. Okay. So the texture is slightly weird now, but yeah, whatever. Okay, this is too small. And why is the drawing section too small? That's what I don't like. But anyway, all the flasks, I can probably, what did happen? Can probably merge all the flasks together in one big flask thing. And then we can have all those guys move on the left. But how much on the left? 64 pixels on the left. Okay, so how? I had to put a pointer. This is gonna be my pointer here. And now I need to move my flasks all the way up here. Right. So that's actually good for the flasks, but yeah, we just need to expand the background. New layer. We're gonna do that very roughly. Grab the painting tool again. And yes. Wait, what? Is there a selection? Yes, maybe. Probably a selection. So anyway. Yes. Okay, new layer.
You know of the gentleman? Well, I know of a man of you describe.
Was he nice or was he not nice?
He was very nice. Very dashing. Told you about him.
And we can now merge them together. Okay. Okay, so that's correct. We just need to add the position of the button. Is that really important? Yes, it is. But we have to calculate. So yeah, the thing is that I'm just trying to reproduce here without a clear plan of what I want to do, and the way to go is probably to have a clear plan of where you want each item to be, what are going to be the paddings, the margins, etc. Well, yeah, anyway. So that's the pointer. Let's have a new layer. This is where the bottom should be. Now we probably want I don't know, 64 by 64 button like this. Okay, that will do it. That will honestly do it. It's okay if we're not like pixel perfect accurate. This is going to be like my new button. Okay, so what do we do with that? Yep. Probably just gonna hide everything. Yes, please merge down. And keep this. Yes, all that this raw. That's raw. That's going to be the vital for background. So then now we do want to bring that in Godot. What happens is that we have the vital section. Oh yes, this vital section, not vital. And what we want to do is actually begin with this vital section here. So before it is a HBox container, it's probably gonna be a texture rectangle. Alright, so we said texture rectangle. Let's hide this vital section. Okay, and see what we can do with that. This guy. Okay, so we're missing some white outlines here. That's alright. We're not gonna mind this. The thing is that it has to scale, keep its aspect. The white of it. Yes. So we need to find a way to calculate this size basically. So at the moment we will just keep this size and we will make this how to say that, this script calculation later. It's not the most important part yet. At the moment what we want is to be able to say that we want the vital section to be in front of that basically. the layout, minimum size of this final section here. What was the final? 752, I believe. So here was 752. Keep aspect. Yep. And this value section hbox has to go in it, basically. But then, like this. So that's pretty much the thing, right? Have this hbox, which has to map the texture behind it. So it has to be 752, right? So we have this hbox here, vital pool, flasks, and it's actually probably just missing this control button. This button here. Before the flasks at the bottom with 64, like this. We can make this guy a margin, change type, margin container, have a margin button, I don't know, 64, and then finally create that reference rectangle. And bluish rectangle, layout, minimum size, 64, and there we go. That's what the entire thing would look like, except that I don't know why other texture here is missing a pixel. Huh. Oh no, wait, it's the keep aspect? Or is it because... Yes, alright, let's do that. So there we go, we have the... We actually have the entire vital section ready. Now, yeah, now we have the resizing question. And the thing is that when we do resize it down, yes, all the items have to size down as well. Yeah, there's quite a lot to do here. Wow. So what I'm probably gonna do is have a break at the moment and come back later. So yeah, because what time is it exactly? 15. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is probably close this one stream and we'll keep working on this probably this evening. So yeah, regarding the people here right now, I'm gonna say thank you for hanging around with me. Even though you were silent, that's still nice to see that people are interested with this project. Chat is welcome, definitely. I'm not worried about this, but yeah. The thing is that if you're watching the VOD as well, yeah, well, thank you for taking an interest in this little project. I hope we will go far enough to make this interesting. And I will see you in a few hours for those who want to watch the lives. And pretty much whenever you want if you're watching the VOD and the next videos are out.